once you said I stepped in the dog shit, how?
You stepped in it because you have a daughter. Okay. And we have to be careful when you victimize victims, okay? Like, I give you an example. My oldest got into a car accident, right? Okay. She got in a car accident and somebody hit her. I had to tell her, just because somebody hit you does not mean it wasn't your fault. You understand? So that's the same thing. Just because she done went and got drunk don't mean that a man had to rape her. Or just because she went with a short dress on does not mean somebody had to smack her ass.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I told you to watch what you stepping in, that's just my motherly instinct to a father that I know is a good father.
Know the truth of the law.
But
I'm saying outside of fatherhood and motherhood, the law say if either one of us are drunk, we can't consent to any sexual thing.
Facts.
Right?
But
so I would say Bill is wrong there, but guess what? Quaaludes wasn't illegal in those times.
Right.
That's what he was using.
Alcohol is not illegal in this times. But
No. The consumption of alcohol, once you over the limit,
facts,
you can't consent.
But if your daughter comes to you and say we had a wild night and she snaps out of it and say that guy mistreats her the next day or tell his friends or something, we have to step in and say, hey, you already reprimanded your daughter. Like, why would you go there at night? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? But your first means is to protect her and say, hey, that still shouldn't have happened. You know, y'all need to control yourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? So all I said was a disclaimer to do not step into anything that you going to smell later. That's it. 100%. That's it as a parent and as a father.
For me, I'm going to ride this way to the end of my... Ladies, stop going places you can't handle.
Exactly. I'm like that too.
Stay the fellas.
You right.
Stop trying to coerce a woman to like you. If she don't already like you, move around.
Move.
You don't need status or money to mess with the girl that already like you.
Facts. That's so true.
Right? Now, moving past that point, I want to address this Bill Cosby thing because she had more than enough opportunity to... I just want to say this and then we going to move on because you've said what you think and you've told me, and I agree with you actually. I agree that there is a other side of it. I didn't see it that way, but I was like, I think this is a fallacy. I think she pushing for some bread. I don't believe... I don't know.
I don't care if I can't twist it.
No, I'm saying you're right about that point of view. I didn't think about it that way because per the law, yeah, she showed up, fucked up, you supposed to send her home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What man wants sloppy?
But
I don't know. Let me stop.
I don't know. Because we can't just blame it on men.
I said let me stop myself.
It's certain girls that get fucked up just to fuck with the man. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about people now, generalizing.
Right.
It happens on the daily. You come, you have a good party, you have a good night, and if one little thing piss you off, and that's the volatile point, where if the woman ain't satisfied in that moment, she can turn it to a World War III.
That's so true.
Men can't turn it to World War III as fast as a woman can.
And it's so hard.
Let us go downtown and say, Kisha raped me last night. Everybody in that police station gonna say, nigga, how?
Right.
Where was you at and who was she with? They gonna not believe us.
It's so hard too because I have sons. Not only do I have sons, I got a horn dog and I got a conservative one. You know, I got one that's like, nah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I got one that's like, where the hoes at? You know what I'm saying? So it's different for me. And the conversation as a mother is different for me. That's why I have two perspectives of how this works. My kids really be on to me about like, why you say that? I want to be private, and they have that luxury. You understand what I'm saying? But I know this one time, one of my sons, like a lady came and told me, hey, your son sent my daughter, you know, a picture. And I'm thinking in my head, like, as a woman, I want to be like, You sending unsolicited, I want to get into them. And then on the other hand, I'm like, what she sent him? And that's all I had to say. I said, what she sent him?
What she say?
Well, I have her phone, and I be gosh, if I didn't have my son's phone, she sent it first. So this conversation is always gonna be. I don't care how much SVU you watch. I don't care how much. This situation is gonna be ongoing forever, because we have some women. Let me say this. We have some women who don't respect my view of gender roles. Because I believe a woman needs to be a woman. I believe it's some things a woman shouldn't do that men do. And then you have some women that's pro-feminist, and I love them, right? But I'm not gonna do that. If it's anything masculine, I'm not gonna do. Right? I had
mean to the extreme.
To the extreme.
I'm not shutting a man out because I can't.
Exactly. I had issues being a mechanic in the Army, like changing a tire in the Army, because my mom ain't finna change no tire.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I know how to do one. So it's a thin line between what you teach your daughters and what I want my daughters to be self-independent to an extent. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you got to teach them to be independent until they get in a relationship, and then you become.
And right, but I don't want. This world is showing them how not to be submissive, and that's not right. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of somebody that cares for me saying, "Let me do this for you." I don't have any money in my pocket, but I'm gonna tell them no. It's a difference, and it's just that masculine energy that sometimes need to be crossed. So, like I said, it's gonna be some women who don't agree with me about the Bill Cosby, about the Cassie, about the anything. I just grew up. Women are to be seen, not heard too loudly. You know what I mean? That's just me. I mean, I don't know if I put that out there like that, but if I really like a man, right? I'm not gonna cuss at him in an argument or nothing. I just feel like that is masculine.
It absolutely goes both ways, though.
It does.
So the problem is, these days, people say everything a woman shouldn't do, right?
Right.
But what they discount is that man is not treating her bad, which is why she's able to do these things for him. He's absolutely a good man.
Right.
You're talking about the men abusing women and they just keep it in secrets. Mm-hmm. Right? A good man is already submissive to this woman, so she's even more submissive to him, and they meet each other in the middle. That's how that's supposed to go. Yes, we have disagreements. However, for me, I ain't cussing no woman out. I ain't embarrassing you in public ever. I don't care how much you talk crazy to me. I'll walk off before we get into it, because across the street, they don't know who the fool is.
Exactly.
But I'm the man, so I'm automatically
the fool.
Labeled the fool and the aggressor.
Right.
Right? So, girl, show your ass all you want. You'll just see my back, because I'm leaving.
Right.
We'll talk about this when we get somewhere else. And I'll explain to you, I don't do that.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm a great communicator.
My
problem is, I cannot deal with a woman that desires to fill my shoes in a relationship. And I think that's what most men...
What do you mean, desire to fill your shoes?
Fill my shoes. So I would like to be with a woman that wants to be with me, not compete with me in a relationship.
Okay.
Is that cool enough? I try to say it in a short. So if you're trying to compete with me, you never see me.
I will say this.
You can push me and challenge me.
Right.
And make me better without competing with me. You don't have to one-up me every conversation, every move I make, I've only been with those type of women. That
want to compete with you?
And the reason I figured out why I picked those type of women, because I'm attracted to a go-getter. Like, I love a woman that's about her business, and she's very intelligent. She's smart. I've mentioned this on other podcasts, but I realized there's a line there too.
Right.
The line is ego, pride, and most of those women didn't have father figures.
Okay.
I will say that. And it's not that a woman without a father can't operate in the way that I'm asking. I'm just saying, in my experience, they didn't get to see a man say, baby, men don't like that. They only heard their mama say, fuck that. Keep going. If he can't keep up with that. See, that's the problem.
Right.
The happy medium is, baby, did I step on you? I didn't know that bothered you. And then she say, I never meant to hurt you. And I can say, no, love, it's good. I just, in the moment, it pissed me off a little bit, but I'm good. Like, it ain't. And just to know that she's compassionate and open-minded to the fact that she stepped on you in public, because men only value respect over everything.
Right.
Some strong women cannot see past, baby, I'm a go-getter. What the fuck you mean? Stop for what? That's the culture we in now. Is women are getting ahead. They're becoming millionaires faster than ever at a very widespread, but off the backs of who? Who do them women get the degrees from in the military?
Men.
And by the time they get their degree, then they become that nurse and they decide, I'm leaving this nigga, and now you making more than him because he's still in the military or just got out. And baby, you didn't have shit when I met you. You ain't have nothing. I ain't have nothing possibly. But I built it up to where I made sure we was leveling up together and you was holding me down, right? And now all of a sudden, because you up, men don't get to say that a lot. They don't get to say, I don't like how you leveled up and then forgot about the work I put in to make sure you was capable of doing that, right? And I will say, there's some niggas that level their girl up just to shit on them too. They'll boss her up and then beat her down for bossing up. I've met them. And I had to tell them, nigga, you ain't shit for that.
This is what I want to say to you.
Go.
I apologize for that woman that did that to you.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish this statement. Why?
I didn't get done like that.
Hold on.
I didn't get done like that.
You explained it like it was a nerve.
Because I told you, I've seen.
Well, I apologize that they have gone.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Every relationship is a lesson, right? Every relationship is a lesson. Whether it was a bad relationship, whether it was an abusive relationship, it's a relationship, right? It's the relation of you two figuring it out, right? Right? I feel like I get pissed off because it hits a nerve. Like, I had to honestly live that life like, you didn't have a father, right? Just because you didn't see my mom with a man does not mean I didn't have awesome uncles, a wonderful grandfather, stuff like that. So I really feel like, it's just like when somebody goes to therapy, they take what they can take out of it. You understand what I'm saying? All I've desired, I'm talking about Kisha, all I've desired in a man was a friendship. And that's hard to obtain. Because if you don't understand that man needs to be your best friend, you'll never get ahead. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all I've required was a man to laugh with me or have those heart-to-hearts with me. I mean, and sometimes men do this a lot. They associate love with sex instead of being appreciated through the small things. I just have I have a problem too, because it's a lot of unhealed men out there, right, that are potentially good men. You know what I mean? They have the potential to be good men, and men grow up with no fathers too. And let me tell you, you can tell the difference from a man that has grown up without a father. They are very, very, very... Or, because I stand corrected, any type of strong male figure in their life. Because I can tell you right now, a man that didn't grow up with a father a man needs a father, period. All right?
A male role.
A male role.
A strong male.
A strong male role. He needs a father. Okay? I get shit all the time for leaving my kids with their father, especially my boys, because that's what they needed. It's no way in the world I could supply Keith or Chad, right, with anything that a male need to do by listening to me or having just me as their point of view. You understand? Like, my biggest award is them growing up and being something that I wasn't, something better than me, or something better than that was shown to me.
Or just something that
just something. And my mother is top tier, right? But she couldn't do it all. My father was top tier. He couldn't do it all. You know what I'm saying? He is honestly he's honestly in Oklahoma being a parent from far away. And I tell you what, I know for a fact he does not regret my stepfather, because he is what I needed. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I needed my stepfather. Like, I was in my teen years, I needed my stepfather. You understand?
Me too.
You know what I mean? I needed him.
Me too.
I needed him. I needed that man. You know what I mean? So I really feel like these times and day, like the world that we're living in now is so abstract. You feel me? Like, it's so abstract. Like, now we're so superficial. I want a man that's 6'6". I want a man at this, and I want a man at that.
You like that?
I like tall men. But that does not mean that I'm not subject for somebody to show me something else. And I'm clearly would have been up to it.
You have an open mind.
Yes. And I've learned that through trial. And you have...
Don't put me in.
Listen.
I'm telling them people my secrets.
Whatever. When you have God supplies you with everything else. It's nothing else that you gonna need. All that you need is God. God's gonna supply you with everything, your financial means. Now, that don't mean sit at home and that money gonna flow to you. No, you gotta put in work. God's gonna send you the man you need. That don't mean you just sit around. That don't mean you're not gonna have problems. You gotta put in work. God's gonna make sure that your kids are straight. That don't mean that you need to stop parenting. So it's just a list of things that we have to do. And I think that we're messed up. And I don't blame the generation before us, the generation that's coming up, because I have a lot of respect for the generation coming up, because those kids know who they are. When my daughter talks back to me, you know, our first instance is, ooh, you better smack her. No, she has an opinion, and her opinion is valid. If it's valid. Now, I'm not saying in a rude way. Like, oh, mom, I don't like that. Or expressing themselves. Not a bad thing. Oh, I get cut down for that too. You know, but I don't care. These are my kids.
You get cut down for.
Oh my God, people think that Bailey is so rude.
I think you already.
But I'm just saying. I'm using her for example.
I know, but you know what I think of Bailey. I think she's a superstar.
I'm just using her for example. Right. But I think these kids coming up in this generation has it. They got the secret sauce. It's us. It's the crack babies. It's the 80s. It's us. It's a little bit of them 90 babies.
And the propaganda that we were fed.
And we were fed.
This is the age of information, so it's different.
It's different.